Good morning. You ever wondered why no contact doesn't always feel like enough? Why some people still don't seem to realize what they lost, even when you've removed yourself from their life? Why, despite your silence, they don't come running back like you hoped they would? The truth is, walking away is only the first step. But if your mind is still trapped in the past, if your heart is still waiting for a reaction, if your energy is still tied to them, they feel that too. No contact alone won't make them regret losing you. No silence will be powerful if you're still lingering in their shadow. The real shift, the moment they truly feel your absence, is when you stop waiting, stop hoping, and start becoming. Because when you transform, when you glow up from within, when you step so fully into your power that their validation no longer matters, that's when they notice. That's when the energy shifts. That's when they feel it. And by then, you won't even care. You are the prize. You always have been. But sometimes life, love, and heartbreak can make you forget that. You get so caught up in proving your worth to someone else that you stop seeing it for yourself. You start believing that if you just love a little harder, wait a little longer, or give a little more, they'll finally recognize your value. But let me tell you something, your worth was never meant to be proven, bargained for, or earned. It just is. And the moment you stop chasing and start owning that, everything changes. Think about it. When have you ever truly desired something that was begging for your attention? When have you ever been drawn to something that seemed desperate for validation? The truth is, we are naturally pulled toward things that radiate confidence, things that stand tall in their own light. That's the energy you need to step into. You don't need to convince anyone to choose you. You don't need to shrink yourself, dull your shine, or wait for someone to finally wake up and see your value. You are not an option. You are not a maybe. You are not someone's backup plan, and you are certainly not here to be someone's afterthought. You are the prize, the rare, undeniable, irreplaceable prize, and the right person won't need reminders or ultimatums to see that. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but what if he doesn't come back? What if he doesn't realize what he lost? Listen to me carefully. That is not your concern. Your focus should never be on making someone regret losing you. Your focus should be on becoming so deeply in love with yourself and your life that the idea of waiting around for someone's validation feels laughable. When you truly embody your worth, you won't need to make anyone feel anything your absence. Your growth and your energy will speak for themselves. This is not about playing games or pretending you don't care. It's about shifting your energy from seeking love to being loved. It's about walking into every room like you belong there, carrying yourself like someone who knows she deserves the best, not because she has to prove it, but because she has already claimed it. And here's the beautiful part when you start moving like this. Everything around you shifts. People who took you for granted will feel it. People who underestimated you will see it. But most importantly, you will believe it. And that belief, that unwavering confidence, is what makes you unstoppable. So stop waiting for someone to realize your worth. Realize it for yourself. Stop hoping someone will see you as enough. Know that you already are. Stop thinking of yourself as someone who needs to be chosen. You are the one who does the choosing, because you, my dear, are the prize. Always have been, always will be. Silence is power, not weakness, not surrender, but power in its purest form. Because when you choose silence, you are choosing control. You are choosing yourself over the need to explain, to justify, to beg for understanding from someone who was never listening in the first place. Too often we believe that words will make a difference, that if we just say the right thing, if we explain our feelings one more time, if we give them the opportunity to understand, then maybe, just maybe, they will change. But have you ever noticed that the more you explain, the less they seem to hear, the more you plead, the less they seem to care? That's because words lose their weight when they are given too freely. When someone has stopped valuing your presence, your absence will say more than your words ever could. Silence forces people to sit with the reality of their actions. It removes the noise, the distractions, the excuses. It is in that quiet space where truth is felt the loudest. When you go silent, you are no longer giving them access to your emotions, your reactions, your energy. And that is when they start to notice. That is when they feel the shift Because people take for granted what is always there. They expect you to respond, they expect you to react, they expect you to keep engaging in the cycle. But when you choose silence, you break that cycle. You disrupt the pattern, you no longer play by their rules, and that is what unsettles them the most. Silence is not about pretending you don't care, it's about knowing you don't have to prove that you do. It's about understanding that your peace is more valuable than their validation. It's about stepping back not to punish them, but to protect yourself. It's about letting your absence do the talking, because sometimes the most powerful statement you can make is simply refusing to respond. And here's the thing, when you truly embrace silence, you'll realize something even deeper. It's not just powerful to others, it's powerful to you. It gives you clarity, it gives you strength, it allows you to hear your own voice instead of drowning in the noise of someone else's expectations. It shifts the focus from how do I make them understand to how do I take care of myself. So let them wonder. Let them sit in the discomfort of not knowing what you're thinking. Let them feel the weight of your absence. And while they're doing that, you keep moving, growing, and evolving. Because silence isn't just about what you take away from them, it's about what you give back to yourself. And that is where true power lies. A true glow up isn't about a new outfit, a fresh haircut, or the perfect filter on your photos. Those things might catch someone's eye for a moment, but real transformation, the kind that turns heads and leaves a lasting impact, happens from within. It's not just about looking better, it's about being better, feeling better, living better. Because the most magnetic energy in the world is someone who has stepped into their power, healed from their past, and is no longer seeking external validation to feel whole. When you glow up from within, it starts with your mindset. You stop seeing yourself as someone who needs fixing, as someone who is incomplete without another person's approval. You stop looking for love in places that have only ever left you empty. You stop searching for closure in conversations that will never give you the peace you seek. Instead, you start looking inward. You ask yourself the hard questions. What am I still holding on to? What is keeping me from stepping into my highest self? Where am I giving my power away? And when you start answering those questions honestly, you begin to free yourself. This kind of glow up isn't loud. It doesn't need to be announced. It happens in the small, quiet moments when you wake up and choose gratitude instead of regret. When you prioritize your well-being over temporary pleasure, when you decide to walk away from situations that no longer serve you, not because you're trying to prove a point, but because you finally see your own worth, you begin to nourish yourself, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. You start feeding your mind with knowledge, inspiration, and wisdom. You surround yourself with people who uplift you, not drain you. You set boundaries and actually stick to them. You develop habits that make you feel strong, clear-headed, and unstoppable. And as you do this, something shifts. Your energy changes. Your presence feels different. You no longer beg for attention because you are the attention. You no longer chase love because love naturally finds you. You no longer wait for someone to recognize your worth because you recognize it. The most beautiful thing about glowing up from within is that it is not for them, it is for you. It is not about making someone regret losing you or proving to the world that you've moved on. It is about becoming so deeply in tune with yourself that your peace becomes untouchable. And when you reach that level, you don't have to do anything to be noticed. Your energy speaks for itself. So if you're looking for a glow up, don't start with the mirror. Start with your mind, start with your heart, start with healing. Because when you do the inner work, the outer transformation happens naturally. And that kind of glow, it never fades. There's a difference between living and merely existing, between moving forward and standing still while time passes around you. Lingering keeps you stuck in the past, replaying old memories, questioning what went wrong, and waiting for a moment that will never come. Living, on the other hand, is about embracing the present, creating new experiences, and allowing yourself to move forward without carrying the weight of what could have been. When you linger, you find yourself checking their social media, wondering if they miss you, looking for signs that they regret what happened. You sit in conversations that ended long ago, hoping that maybe, just maybe, something will shift. But what does that do for you? What does waiting on someone's realization truly give you? Nothing but stolen time, wasted energy, and moments you could have spent building something beautiful for yourself. Living means choosing yourself every single day. It means understanding that Your story doesn't pause just because someone else walked away. It means taking control of your own narrative, writing new chapters instead of rereading the old ones. You start prioritizing your happiness, your growth, your own dreams. You stop basing your worth on whether or not someone sees it and start defining it for yourself. Lingering is a quiet kind of self-betrayal. It keeps you tethered to a version of yourself that no longer exists, attached to a love that no longer serves you, and hoping for a moment of validation that may never come. Living, though, is bold. It is waking up every morning with purpose, stepping into new opportunities, exploring what life has to offer without constantly looking over your shoulder. You weren't meant to stay in the same place emotionally, mentally, or spiritually. Growth demands movement. Healing requires action. Your life is happening right now in front of you, in the people you have yet to meet, in the places you have yet to go, in the experiences you have yet to have. Every second spent lingering is a second lost. Every moment spent waiting is a moment wasted. Every day spent stuck in the past is a day stolen from your future. There's nothing for you in the spaces you've outgrown, nothing left in the hands you've already let go of. The world keeps turning. And the only question is whether you'll move with it or stay behind, waiting for a door that has already closed. Energy never lies. You can hear all the right words, see all the right actions, but if the energy doesn't match, something will always feel off. That gut feeling, that unexplainable knowing deep inside, it's not paranoia, it's intuition. It's your soul recognizing something before your mind can process it. And yet, so many people ignore that feeling, choosing instead to believe what's being presented to them on the surface. But energy speaks louder than words, stronger than actions, and clearer than intentions. You can feel when someone truly cares for you and when they're only keeping you around for convenience. You can sense when someone's presence is genuine and when it's forced. You know when someone's words are empty, when their apologies hold no weight, when their promises are nothing more than placeholders for disappointment. No matter how much someone tries to mask their true intentions, their energy will always reveal what their words try to hide. The same way you can feel dishonesty, you can also feel love, presence, and authenticity. You know, when someone genuinely enjoys being around you, when they listen to you with their whole heart, when they see you not just as an option, but as someone they value. You can sense when someone's spirit aligns with yours, when the connection is effortless, when the bond is built on something real instead of forced. It's never about how much time someone spends with you or how often they say the right things. It's about how their presence makes you feel. Your own energy tells a story too. The way you carry yourself, the way you speak, the way you walk into a room, people can feel when you are confident, when you are at peace, when you are no longer seeking something outside of yourself to feel whole. You don't have to prove anything. Your energy does the work for you. The moment you shift, the world around you shifts. People who once overlooked you suddenly feel your absence. People who took you for granted sense that something has changed. Not because you told them, not because you made a grand announcement, but because energy never lies. You can't fake healing. You can't fake peace. You can't fake self-worth. Either you have it or you don't. And the moment you truly step into that version of yourself, the people who were never meant for you will start to fade, while the ones who match your frequency will be drawn to you effortlessly. No forcing, no chasing, no proving, just alignment, just presence, just truth. In the end, everything comes down to one simple truth. Your power was never in their hands, it was always in yours. No contact is not enough if your mind is still holding on, if your energy is still lingering in places you've outgrown. Silence only works when it comes with strength, when it's not a strategy to get them back, but a statement that you've moved forward. A true glow-up isn't about proving a point. It's about evolving so completely that the past no longer fits who you are becoming. Living means choosing yourself, refusing to wait for someone's realization, and stepping boldly into the life you deserve. And through it all, your energy will speak for you, because when you truly let go, when you truly rise, they will feel it. Without a word, without a warning, without a single ounce of effort on your part. Because energy never lies.